Hey ladies and gentlemen, we are straightening handlebars today. I could just buy some real nice new aluminum fancy ones and bore or machine some threaded receptacles and cones to put them in the stock upper triple clamps, or even replace the upper triple clamps. I could do all that. It'd be nicer, but it's wintertime at the bike shop, so I'm trying to save a penny. So I'm going to take these old ones, see where they're bent. Right through there. They're steel. See the rust? They're not aluminum. They're totally, you can cold set these like you can cold set steel. So there's no crack in that weld. There's a divot in that weld, but there's no crack in the weld. So I don't feel unsafe. After I bend it back, I'll inspect it for cracks. And if it's cracked, I'll either re-weld it depending on where it is, or just throw it out. I mean, you can get cheap Chinese steel handlebars for 20 bucks now. But I'm not going to do that. If I buy handlebars, I'll get a nice, Renthal or Pro Taper setup on there. But since I have this stock one from 1989, I'm going to try to refurb it. So let's see if we can figure out a way to get it in this press here. Figure out a way to get it bent back. Okay, guys. So this is how you bend cheap carbon steel handlebars. You can't put them in a vise and bend it, because if you put those handlebars in that vise and twist it, that table will move off the ground. You need more force than what you can apply through the table. The vise will do the job, but the table will move. So what I do when I'm bending these is I press them like this, and I get them in the press, because that press isn't going anywhere if you push down on it. If you push down right here at this crux, right on top of that plate, you're pushing down in an area where it's designed to take the load. Now if I push down out here and twisted, I could topple the thing over, but if I push down through here and keep it cruxed there and make that a bend point like I did, I time that pole to just rub up on that bench there, it won't tip it over, it'll bend it. Couple things to look out for. You can crush the clamping surface of your handlebar clamps right there under the press and destroy the handlebars. Again, if that happens, they were bent anyway, throw them out. Or, I'm sorry, recycle them. Put them in the steel recycle bin. They're already damaged. They already don't owe you anything. So if you crush them, throw them out. But if you don't crush them and you get this to work, you can get a second use out of them. Okay? So I'm going to put this hand up here, brace the machine. I'm going to put my foot right here in this bar somewhere like that. I got this end of the tube timed to flex there, because that's where I want the bend to happen, is in this area. Right along that seam is why I put it there. And I'm just going to push down with my foot. Oh, look at that. That felt good. Okay. I pushed just until I could feel the steel move. I estimated to go slightly farther than I wanted to. That's called cold setting. When you're bending steel, if you bend it right to where you want it and let go, you'll still be shy where you want to be. So you bend slightly past where you're going, let it go. That's called a cold set. Okay, let's take this thing out of the press and see what we got. Right, two?
Yeah.
Everything two say, right?
Everything Q say.
Everything Q say?
Yeah.
Okay, two said everything I say. All right, here we go. Let's see what we got.
We make it work.
We make it work? Oh, look at that, guys. It is straighter.
Not better.
It is better. What do you think? Should we run it too, or should we go again?
No, not okay.
That okay? You didn't even look.
It worked.
Yeah, he's right. Two's always right. It's going to work. See where I crushed the tube a little bit with the clamp? But that's okay. They're still going to work fine. Look around here for fractures in the weld and the support bar. I don't see any fractures. I don't see any actual damage anywhere. The clamping surface looks round. The only damage I see is that little kink right there on the outside of the clamping area of the tube. This part looks straight. If you bend this part crooked, you got to be careful, because your throttle. I mean, I don't care about the grips, and I don't care about the brake levers and clutch lever perches where they clamp on. That you're going to crash and screw all that stuff up anyway. But what you really want to be careful of for safety is not bending the area of the handlebar that the throttle tube rides on, because it's got to have a lot of slop and play in there to return freely. Okay, so what do you think, guys? Not perfect, but straight enough to ride. Let's do it. Okay, here they are, bead blasted. Spray through the tube with a bunch of air. Spray through the tube with a bunch of air to get all the sand and stuff out, and then wash them with alcohol. Just to rinse the sandblast out. Rinse it down with a little alcohol, guys. It just gets the bead blast material off of there. Gets it nice and clean, alcohol, I mean dirt, grease free, ready for paint to stick to it. I go ahead and I primer the ends where the grip goes and where the throttle turns, but you don't want to build up a lot of paint on the throttle side. It's not safe to build up a lot of paint out here. You don't want it ruffling up and getting under that throttle tube and making it hard to turn. So I go ahead and just primer it so it won't rust. Spray a little primer down in the tubes, so again, so it won't rust. But I don't let a lot of paint build up out here where that throttle tube is turning.